All right, this is...
Is it running?
Yes.
Okay, this is a spoken words with no swear words. However, during the feedback, there'll probably be some swear words.
Oh, okay.
I took the swear words out because actually it might actually be funnier.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Do space aliens poop? I'm sure that they do, but it's not nearly as disgusting as it is when humans go poo-poo. Because space aliens have a higher level of consciousness. With that in mind, I have been around people who made me so horny and I couldn't wait to have a chance to stick my dinky in their pretty little sphincter. Then they would start blowing farts, and they were stinky and smelly ones. And the smell of a fart has such a disgusting and yucky smell that it causes my penis to turn soft. But a fart doesn't just have a yucky smell, but it also has a smell that is very evil. And the smell of a piece of fecal matter is very evil. It did not always stink real bad when someone made a poo-poo. Back in the year 1000 BC, people were able to go poo-poo and it didn't stink. Also, if someone stuck their dinky up someone's bunghole, and if they got a piece of fecal matter on their pretty little pecker, it was considered sexy. Back in those days, people were taught to worship and appreciate the miracle of a bowel movement as a gift from God because a bowel movement made fertilizer for Mother Earth. It was poo-poo that made it possible for fruits and vegetables to grow and for people to eat. After they ate it, it would then be pooped out of their bunghole. This is what is known as the cycle of life, but some people refer to it as the cycle of turds. Life was so good back in those days, farmers would pay people money, and the only thing they needed to do was make a poo-poo. Nice work if you can get it. It was not unusual for a wife to have a bowel movement on her husband while they were in the middle of making love. And he would often say, "Honey, I find the aroma from your stool to be so enchanting, and tomorrow I'm going to take your turds to Farmer McDonald, and he is going to give us some money." Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had some turds for Mother Earth to eat. Or just from turds from Mother Earth. I fucked it up.
Ooh, naughty word!
Yeah, only naughty words. Let's do it again. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had some turds for Mother Earth, E-I-E-I-O, with a poo-poo here and a poo-poo there, everywhere poo-poo. Today, people would consider having a bowel movement on someone while having sex to be gross because people are stuck-up, judgmental idiots. But you have to remember that poo-poo didn't stink back in those days. Back in those days, there was very little crime because there wasn't any poverty. People felt good about themselves. They felt good about each other. And there was peace on earth and goodwill towards men. People even felt good about their own excrement. This did not sit too well with Lucifer. Satan knew that he could take over the world by causing your poo-poo to stink, and that's exactly what he did. Satan sent his demons all over the world, and they infected every human and animal with germs and bacteria. And as soon as they went poo-poo, the smell was horrible. People started to hate themselves and each other because their poo-poo stank so bad. This is what caused the first wars to break out and Christianity to be formed. And Christianity is one of Satan's favorite religions because it teaches and indoctrinates into hating sex and hating themselves and each other. But the most important thing is it teaches that having a man stick his pretty little pecker in a person's bunghole is a sin. Because poo-poo comes out of your butt hole. But it stinks all because of Satan, because Satan is a bad mother. Shut your mouth. If it didn't stink so bad when people made a poo-poo, they wouldn't be so uptight when it comes to sexual issues, especially when it comes to getting screwed in their bunghole. I often think about some guy who enjoys making love to his girlfriend in the back door, and he often gets a piece of fecal matter on his little pecker, and the smell is just awful. But when he watches a porno film, the guy never gets a piece of fecal matter on his pecker. Why is that? It's because the people who star in porno films are space aliens who look like humans, and space aliens live in a much more advanced civilizations than we do, unless it's a scat movie. And I wonder if any of you ever heard of a movie called Two Girls and One Cup. In that movie, both women do not only go poo-poo on each other, but they even get diarrhea, which is also known as liquid poo-poo, and they rub it all over each other. But if that's not all, they even throw up and rub their vomit all over each other. Now that goes way beyond the boundaries of good taste, and I can't figure out anyone could get turned on at looking at something like that. And in another scat movie, they show a woman going poo-poo on a green plate, and all because of that, whenever I eat at the all-you-can-eat buffet, I make sure that I pick a green plate to eat my food, because that reminds me of that scat movie while I am enjoying my well-deserved feast. But only space aliens star in regular porno films, and I can prove it. I once saw someone get an enema in a porno film, and the only thing that came out of their bunghole was water, because space aliens are more advanced, are far more advanced in ways of processing their waste. There is only one way to take this planet back, and that is to allow the Crystal Children to have more power. And I happen to be one of the original Crystal Children, which is also known as having Asperger's. But it's the Crystal Children who are the ones who have imagination. Does that mean that being one of the Crystal Children mean that your poo-poo won't stink? Unfortunately, their poo-poo stinks for choosing to have the incarnation of this planet of stupidity and crap. No pun intended. It stinks very bad when a cat makes a poo-poo. But cats are very angry at Satan for causing their poo-poo to stink so bad, which is why they bury their turds when they make a poo-poo, because they are trying to send those turds to hell to be with the devil. So how do space aliens go poo-poo? Well, there are many different ways. In civilizations that are only slightly more advanced than Earth, people walk around naked and they go poo-poo on the floor. Even in restaurants, they go poo-poo on the floor, and they don't have bathrooms either. And you may be thinking, isn't that way more disgusting than it is on Earth? No, it isn't. Their lakes and rivers are not polluted on Earth because Earth is controlled by Satan. When space aliens go poo-poo on the floor, people start praying to the poo-poo gods, and the poo-poo gods drop out of the sky and they clean up the mess. Now this can take anywhere from a few seconds to several minutes. The harder people pray, he said hard, the sooner the poo-poo gods drop out of the sky and clean up the mess. And in more advanced civilizations, the excrement disappears so fast after someone makes a poo-poo that you don't even know that they went poo-poo. And in more advanced civilizations, the excrement evaporates as it is going through the intestines. Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to go poo-poo anymore? And how about returning back to the days when making a poo-poo used to be sexy? And I can hear some stupid imbecile with no imagination say, well, if you didn't go to the bathroom, your system would be so full of toxins and poisons. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more empowering ways of processing your waste so it doesn't stink. Now, if someone went poo-poo on the floor on Earth, do you really think the poo-poo gods would drop out of the sky and clean up the mess? Of course not, because this planet is controlled by Satan. Now, can you imagine what your life would be like if you didn't have to go poo-poo anymore? Imagine there's no more pooping. It's easy if you try. No sewers below us. Above us, only birds that don't leave their repulsive white splats of poo-poo all over the place. Imagine all the people living without having to go poo-poo. They may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one.
Excellent. Was that the end?
Yeah, and what time is it at?
8:54.
Oh, yeah. I did
Sweet,
that.
time.
I was able to do that faster because it was not used to reading off a phone.
Yeah, well, it was actually funny without the swear words because you used funny words like poo-poo and bunghole and dinky. Dinky was great. Yeah.
That's what my mother used to call penis.
Really? My mother used to call it a mouse.
A penis?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do people come up with these names?
I don't know. And my parents used to call turds borches.
Borches?
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes in public. Oh, God, my mother could be so embarrassing. She would go, do you have to make a borch? And people would turn around like, what the fuck is that?
You gotta use a naughty word, but I accidentally slipped one in anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah, sorry about that. Well, what they would looking at us like, what on earth is a borch? It's a turd, okay? A turd.
Or didn't your parents talk Brooklynese?
Kind of, sort of.
Didn't they call it a toid?
My father, well, my mother not so much. My father, yeah, he would say like toyd.
Do you say Turty Turd Street?
Toity toyd street.
Turdy Toyd Street. Oh.
Toity toyd. Yeah. So yeah, it was actually funny without the swear words and using like words like dinky. Your mother really called it a dinky?
Yes.
God, that makes it sound like a baby penis.
Well, when I was young, it was a baby penis.
Yeah, I suppose so. That was before you had pubic hair. Yeah.
Oh, do I sing the song better than I used to?
Absolutely. Especially that part where you went, yoo-hoo, because you had like that, ooh, and just instead of just, oh. Yeah, that sounded good. Yeah, you must have been practicing singing the song about poop.
Yeah, for something short like that, it's easier to practice.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine it would be, yeah.
And maybe if people appreciated my spoken words better, maybe I would practice or try to memorize it. But people are fucking assholes, but then I have trouble memorizing things, that's the problem.
Well, then you should read them off. Like, write songs about poo-poo or other things like that and read them off. But try to make them rhyme.
Wasn't there a rhyme in that one?
Not really.
Well, John Lennon wrote it, and it was identical to what he wrote, at least in that part of the song.
Yeah, but it has to rhyme. Okay, read me. All right, let me see it. In fact.
And where are we at with time?
12:07. All right, let me see what I did. Okay.
You're not pointing the camera at me.
Okay. Yeah. Imagine there's no pooping. It's easy if you try. No sewers below us. Above us, only birds that fly, and they don't leave their repulsive white spots of poop all over the place so that it falls into your face. Imagine all the people living without having to go poo-poo. Ooh, ooh. They may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Aren't you glad that elephants don't fly because their poo-poo weighs a ton?
Well, that's not in there.
No, I made it up.
Oh, I wrote yeah, I got a spoken words about social justice warriors.
Yeah, what I was just reading reminded me. Whenever I used to complain to my parents about bird poo-poo, my father would say, well, aren't you glad elephants don't fly?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that sounds like something your father might have said.
He never said that, though. But
it sounds like something he might have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're at in time.
What?
We're at with time.
13:16.
I got about a minute left if you got anything else.
Let's see.
We always think of the good things to say after the video.
Well, you didn't say anything about urine. It was just about poo-poo.
Yeah, well, that was the way they all been.
Yeah. Well, poo-poo is funnier than urine. Yeah. I mean, not much you could do with two girls in one cup with just urine.
There was someone who talked about piss testing, and he said if you pass the piss test, you're in.
Oh, I get it. Ha
you
ha.
get the job, yeah.
Yeah, that's a play on words. Yes, I do get it. Yeah, you're in, yeah. Yeah, but poo-poo is definitely funnier. Even the word poo-poo is funny. Poo-poo.
Even Edith said that at one time.
Oh, I'm not sure I remember that.
In All in the Family.
I don't remember. No. When she was talking about her grandson, she calls it a boom boom, didn't she?
She also called it that.
Oh, the boom boom was funny.
There's also a time that they, did Joey make a poo in the park?
Oh.
You hadn't seen that one in a while.
No, I would like to see it. Okay, it's 14:33. All right. Stop.